My name is MANDA, and I am a player for Shane's Big Brother on Air. I'm not nervous overall, which I have no idea why, but I am so excited considering this season's theme is Halloween, and I love Halloween so much, and I cannot wait to play. Going into this game, when I saw the cast reveal, the first two things I noticed was the first one is I am a lone wolf and a free agent, in which it's not going to be a huge problem considering my social game is intense. As long as I go to every single people in the DMs and connect with them and talk to them, then I think I'll be okay. And the second thing I noticed was my rival Jed, in which I was a little bit freaking out, but I think I'll be okay as long as I pretty much tell him that our rivalry is done. But I'm gonna be serious and bullshitting him at the same time. As long as he's not bullshitting me, if he's serious with me, then I'll just go along and ride with him for now.
So the cast has officially been revealed and the game is starting soon. Okay, so I know Rihanna, Dale, and Ray. Those are the only three people I know. But I obviously have been talking around, trying to get to know everybody, and right now I'm really vibing with Josie and Nick. Nick is probably the number one person I'm vibing with. He and I have had great conversations. We're both kind of recognizing that we like a lot of people, but everyone seems to know each other a lot more than we do. Neither of us seem to be very well connected. I don't really know anything about Nick, but I've gotten good vibes from him. I've spoken to Ray. She's also gotten good vibes from him. So right now, Nick is probably one of my main priorities in this game, along with Ray, Rihanna, and Dale. Ray and Rihanna, I know I don't really have to worry about them. I feel good with them. Dale's another story. He's a little bit iffy. I know that he would backstab me in a heartbeat. But the very first thing he said to me was truce, and I was like, absolutely. It would be absolutely asinine to not have a truce in this game. We're going into it not knowing people. Everybody is more well-connected in the Zoom community than we are, so it would be absolutely ridiculous to not work together. And I'm actually really excited. I've never worked with him in a game before, like for real. Like it's always been like, oh, we're kind of working together, but like I've backdoored him every single time. And I voted him out every single time. Pre-jury, I don't think he's ever made jury when I've been in a game with him. So it's rocky. It's definitely rocky, to say the least. There's not a lot of trust there, but I think neither of us are stupid, and we realize that it's a necessity, and I'm actually very excited. He's a very good player. He's very smart. He's very well spoken, and he's good at comps, but he will throw out a lot of comps. I'm very, very aware of that. So we're going to see how that goes. Like, I'm going to be really mad if he starts throwing, because let's be logical. We need one of the first 3 HOHs. We're going to get eaten alive. So we're going to see how that goes. Either way, I'm feeling okay. I think the pregame Zoom may have helped me make connections. The main standout people on it for me were Josie, Jed, and Shu. Shu have been speaking with a lot in DMs. Jed, no responses until like a lot later. And Josie's actually the one who made me want to join the Zoom, because I was like, are there a lot of people there? Like, I was a little bit anxious to join, because like I don't know these people, and I don't do well with new people. I get scared. But either way, she was like, yeah, you should join. And I was like, all right, if you say so, like I'll fucking join. So I popped on, and like honestly, they made me feel pretty good. And by the end of it, more and more people kept leaving. Like Manda was there, Nick was there. Nick was very quiet, which I noticed, which we also bonded over, because come on, neither of us have a lot of connections. We can see that because neither of us are talking. Everyone's having friendly banter with one another. Vicken, he has friendly banter. Shu, Josie, and Jed in particular, they all know each other. Either way, I feel really good with them. I feel like my time on the Zoom with them should help me. I made sure I was the last person in that Zoom. I was not leaving that call. I did not want anybody strategizing without me. I mean, I joined late, so they could have been doing that beforehand. However, I made sure I was absolutely the last to leave. There was no way I was gonna not be there, because I figured once the Zoom ends, they're gonna wanna make a deal with whoever's left. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna try to talk. And it ended up being me and Josie at the very end. She was like, for real, I feel really good with you. Like, I'm not gonna go against you. I'm really loyal. So I don't know if that's all bullshit. However, I think it would be dumb not to, because I truly don't know a lot of people, and like those who are well connected are going to innately be drawn to flipping, to be doing more shady stuff than I am. I'm going to be clinging to anything I can because I need to. This isn't a game where I can be super, super versatile as of yet. So it would be intelligent for them to actually stick to this. Ideally, I would love it if it was Rihanna, Dale, me, Ray, in an alliance with Shu, Josie, and Jed. These three are clearly together. It's very obvious on the Zoom. Us four, we're going to be together as well. So that would be a really nice alliance of 7. Unfortunately, can't slip Nick in there, but that's okay. Don't really need to. Either way, if that could join forces, that would be pretty powerful. If we lose one of our 4, that would be fine too, because 3 and 3, then it's even. Like, it can be candid. It can be a candid thing. Like, nobody has to hide their allegiance. Like, I have no problems being like, yeah, I know these people, and so I'm drawn to working with them. If they say, yeah, I know these people, I'm gonna work with them, it could be 3 and 3, and it's fine. Then you're going in with an even playing field. You're picking off the outliers together. You're letting us take out some of the other outliers who you can't take out because you're aligned with them and know them better. Then they can shoot at whoever. Shooting around each other would be good. I would love if some kind of deal could be made, even if it's not an alliance, just some kind of deal of these 4 not shooting at these 3 and these 3 not shooting at these 4. Like, it would be ideal. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But either way, that's what I would like. The only thing that's kind of stopping that, I think, is like Rihanna and Ray don't seem to have talked to them as much. Dale's been talking to everybody because Dale's a slut. As am I. But
last time I played this game, I didn't have the ability to like talk to anyone before the game started. I was actually like a replacement the last second. I kind of came in, I kind of just played games and won a lot of competitions because I was like, yeah, I need to get a name for myself. And then it didn't end up working out for me. I actually got taken out because people were scared of me because I wasn't connected with enough people and winning those competitions. So obviously I need to work on fixing that this game. So that's exactly what I've been doing. There's a few people I did play this game with before, which is really, or not this game, but a game or 2 or 3 with before. So people like Jed and Josie played games with. I don't think I've ever actually been on their side in those games. So when I first saw their cast names pop up, I was a little scared, just because I don't know. I have this like, maybe it's this, maybe I'm a little neurotic, but I'm like, oh, everyone's after me. But I think that's just the paranoia of playing Big Brother. But then I have my homegirls. I've got Ray, Rihanna, and Sophia, who I've played. They're in a community with me. I've played with them several times. I've watched them play. I have an idea of how they play. And usually what it is they know a lot of people. So I know firsthand that they don't. They don't know a lot of people on this cast. I know that I can really trust them. So I actually, first things first, decided, fuck it. I'm gonna go all in on a Final 4 with Rihanna, Ray, and Sophia. At least that's how I'm seeing it. They might just see it as a group of 4, but I see it as a Final 4 because I know they're not gonna come after me because they know I am the kind of person that will definitely be protecting them should I win any competitions. Now, it totally depends on what game we're playing, but I am pretty good at competitions. I can get a win. I can do it if I need to. And then watch me say this and then literally be first boot. But that's just kind of the nature of the game. It's whether they trust me, and I think they will, because that's kind of just like, I kind of keep it 100%. I don't really try and fuck around. I try and make them know that, you know, you don't need to worry about me. I'm going to be on your side, and I want to be on your side. You know, there's a couple other people on the cast that I've like seen around. I've played with MANDA before. MANDA's really sweet. We've actually never, we've also never played together. My first game I ever played, she was my first boot. Not the first boot, but my first boot. But it was also anonymous. I didn't know who she was. So I'm going to try and make this an opportunity to make that up to her. You know, Amanda's really close with my ladies as well. So I think that's just going to like naturally work out. And then, you know, Shu, I've seen around. I've seen him play other games. I've actually never played a game with him. I've heard some weird things. I mean, I've heard that he's either a snake or a rat or another animal that people use in social strategy games. But I think that after, you know, talking with him in the Zoom, I feel really good. I feel good with him. I don't think he's gonna fuck me over. We made a deal not to do anything before jury. I'm gonna order him some chicken wings because we made a joke on that when I was eating chicken wings. He wanted some. I wasn't gonna give it to him. We were gonna start our rivalry, which, you know, could be a legitimate rivalry later on. Who knows? So, you know, that kind of leaves the last few people. You know, Nick and Vicken were also on the pregame Zoom. And by pregame Zoom, I just mean the Friday Zoom after the cast call. And, you know, they were nice. I like Nick. I think Nick and I have a better conversation. Vicken, I mean, I'm not going to like go for Vicken first, but I don't know if we have that relationship that's going to progress in this game. And so he isn't necessarily high on my list of who I'm trying to protect. So, you know, of the people that say I win, you know, my strategy is always have 4 or 5 people I'm ready to myself put on the block, do a replacement, whatever, just so I have every base covered and I have a reason for doing so. So I would say right now, those people are Justin, who is nice enough, didn't really talk to me yesterday. I think he's younger. You know, I kind of get along better with older house guests just in general because of my age, but we haven't really talked too much. Same thing with Layne, really funny. I know that she was out and then, you know, she was working earlier today, so I haven't really been able to have a great conversation with her. But at the same time, it's like, I've had better conversations with other people, and we are about to sit down on a Zoom for God knows how long, and it's like, I can't trust that person, like, she might put me very high on her list. I've actually done that before. I've taken out people who like see me as very high, but it's like, I personally don't see you very high. So unfortunately, I can't, you know, just keep you around for the fun of it. So again, that would be Justin, Layne. There's also SPJORK, who I'm not like... I think they're great. I mean, I love their style. I love a drag queen in my life, but we just don't have any sort of conversations going that are worth anything to me. And then I would also say Logan. I mean, Logan is nice. He reached out to me. He's actually the first person to reach out to me. I do weigh that very highly, but at the same time, I do know he was just as much of a message slut as I was. So it's like, there can only be one message slut. And so I think Logan would also be on my chopping block. And then, you know, my 5th person would likely be Vicken. Great guy, really fun. Enjoyed having him on that Zoom and talking to him, but just the connection's just not there. So I think I feel really good going into this. I do think I'll probably go for a competition early in the game, and I think doing it before was an issue. I shouldn't have done that. I didn't know enough people. I wasn't protecting enough people. I was protecting them by just not putting them up. Well, now I have a good 7, 8, 9 people that I'm looking out for where it's like, you're not going up. And if you're going up, I'm gonna make sure you're not going home. But I'm also gonna do this thing where I'm not gonna specifically say who I want to leave. That's bit me in the ass several times in my career of being like, I want this person out. And then everyone's like, don't do what Dale wants. Do the other thing. So I'm just going to basically say, if you're on the block, I'm okay with you leaving. Instead of being like, I've got a pawn. Because I don't love playing that game. And I also know that just won't work most of the time. If not every time. Some things that are going on, I do have the 4 whores with Ray, Rihanna, and Sophia. Really excited about that. I think that's gonna be good. Shu and I have gotten rather close. I'm pretty close with Josie as well, and Jed. So I think they might be in some sort of trio. And I've played this game before where I kind of sit in the middle of two powerful trios and they think I'm the fourth. And then other people take shots and I don't have to take those shots. And then I can say, oh, this 3 just became a 2. I'm going to gravitate to the other 3. We'll take out these other 2. That's kind of how I play these games, and I guess I don't want to say it's floating because I'm winning competitions at the same time, but I am floating towards the power.
So what's up, y'all? So today is the morning of the game. I have been talking to some people. I've been talking to a good amount of people. I've let my presence be known. This was one thing I wanted to bring into the game this year or not this year, but this season with this game was really actually talking to people and getting a connection with people, because that was something I realized. I'm getting a message from somebody right now. But that was something I realized I actually do really good. It's just how I socialize and align myself and place myself in a game. And I wanted to exercise that with this game especially. So, but I've decided that my true loyalty is going to be with a 5 that Jedediah formed. So it is him, myself, Justin, Josie, and Vicken, which is really good with me. I know Justin and Jed, extremely what we talk outside of games happens, how it goes. And Josie and Vicken are my final 3. The final 2 is in that group. But yeah, I'm excited for where this goes with the 5 of them. Jed was already doing some snooping because he likes to be in the know of everything, and he feels like he may have scoped out a major alliance. Let me grab the note that I took it on, because I have I have pages of notes literally all over my desk. It's 3 pages already full of notes. But he thinks he scoped out. It's like a variation of 5-6 people, mostly following Ray, Sophia, Dale, Nick, and Layne, and then some sprinkles of people throughout, like Taja, for example, just other people just randomly. And I'm really interested to see where it goes. I think that that's some good information. And so with that, I was trying to get Sophie, because I've been talking to her since game started, I guess, since cast was revealed, trying to see where she's at. She named some of the people that are also on the list too, so maybe we'll be good. She did mention that her and Dale have a history of maybe not being cool with each other. So hopefully I can, if I need to work some shoe magic and make some people target each other. I'm getting a message from Dale right now. I'll do it. I'm excited for that and seeing how I can maybe play with some people. But I think the consensus that me and Jed have made is that this cast is extremely smart. Last night, Dale was taking notes consistently whenever he was on the Drake or the pre-game call. And so I'm excited to see what happens, but everyone seems smart and they don't seem like they're dumb to fool. So I'm excited to see what happens here. I think that my best bet right now is trying to situate myself really well in between the 5. I think they called it, let me look, 5th Harmony. So Josie, Justin, Jed, myself, and Vicken. And I think that position myself well with them. And then I understand I'll be low on the other group's totem pole, but I'll still have a spot. And if you know me, as long as I have a spot on your totem pole, I'm fine. I'm fine. So I'm trying to connect myself with Dale, Sophia, Ray, and Nick, especially those 4. Layne, I don't know her at all. They're saying she's really good because, I mean, when you win banishment and you're able to play a good social game, that's what matters. But we also have Jed and Josie who have won banishment before too. So hopefully the 2 brains are better than 1 and we'll be good. But I'll see you guys tonight. You'll be in for a good show. I definitely don't think this will disappoint though. So see ya.
What it do, crew? It's Justin, Shane's Big Brother on air, season 6, Haunt on winner right here. Penanda existence, Penanda universe, yeah, all that. I would describe myself as 60% social threat, 20% comp beast, and the other 20% strategist. I mainly rely on my personal connections and my game connections with people to get me far in the games, and it usually do. I said 20% comp beast because I pull out wins when I either have to or when I don't want to. So yeah, and I would say the other 20%, I can come up with a few strategy. I can come up with a few, little splash plans that will magically work somehow. So yeah, which one will you guys get? You'll just have to see. Taking a look at the cast, this is a very unpredictable cast because you don't know what anybody's going to do. You don't know who's aligned with who. Like you can't put a gauge on any outcomes that's going to happen this season. So I think this will be a very, very, very unpredictable season. I mean, but I'm ready for whatever. Listen, if no one's going to give y'all the tea, I will do it. You guys can count on me to give you guys the tea. So, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all holding on to your wigs? Okay, I have my notebook here. So, Dale and Sophia, y'all know each other. The two main people that's been in everybody DMs talking to everybody, which is nothing wrong with that. But it's just really funny that y'all two know each other. Sophia and Ray, y'all know each other. Dale and Ray, y'all know each other. Ray and Rihanna, y'all know each other. Ray, Dale, and Lane, y'all three know each other. So, Fifth Harmony, we kind of mapped out that they'll most likely be an alliance of Dale, Sophia, Ray, and Lane with a mix of probably Rihanna and Taja in there as well. So, everybody's, oh, we don't know each other, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You guys are liars. Liars, liar. You're a liar, you're a liar, your mama a liar. Like, everybody is lying. If y'all know each other, that's okay. I mean, if I'm lying, we're not talking about me, though. We're talking about you guys. Like, I know how this is gonna go. Building off the whole me, Josie, Shu, Vic, and Jed thing, we have decided to dub ourselves Fifth Harmony. That is going to be our 5. That is the 5 that's going to run through the game together. So that's the alliance of the season, the 5, Fifth Harmony. Yeah. All that. And me, I obviously will be Normani. Come on now. As far as my position in the game currently, I feel good with the 5, plus a few people that I've been talking to outside of the 5. But like I said, you never know what's gonna happen. I could be say, oh, yeah, I'm good with you, blah, 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 and then next thing my ass ends up, nominated. So I'm gonna have low expectations, like when somebody that I'm feeling iffy about wins HOH, so it won't be a genuine surprise to me. But like I said, this is going to be a very unpredictable season because a lot of people don't know each other. So we'll see.
So pre-gaming for this game has been pretty rough, I would say. Most people have been pretty short with me in the DMs. It kind of gives me the feeling like everyone either already has something or they're not really interested in working with me. There's only so much I can do. Like, I feel like I'm the one putting in all the effort to try to get to talk to people. So that doesn't give me a very good feeling at all. I don't know. Some people kind of make comments about saying like they don't like talking in DMs that much, but I get the feeling that's kind of an excuse to like not connect with me because they want to keep their options open for who to put up. At the moment, I feel the best with Sophia. Obviously, she's kind of like my ride or die from the jump. I feel good with Dale and Rihanna. The 4 of us have an alliance called the 4 Whores, and for now, that's going to be my final 4. I also feel really good with Nick and with Jed. And then the next tier would be Logan and Manda, and LAYNE is cool too. I would feel best if any of them were to win the first HOH. I like Shu and Josie, but I get the feeling they are very well connected outside of me and don't really need me, so I wouldn't feel very safe with either of them winning HOH. And then there are the people who are like not responsive at all, which would be Vicken and Justin. And yeah, no, SPJORK I can't even talk to because they haven't followed me back. So I'm not very good with like meeting people on the Zoom and connecting that way. I'm pretty awkward when it comes to going to breakout rooms and trying to talk to people there. So I really need my connections to be in DMs before the game, which would mean primarily I need to rely on Sophia, Dale, Rihanna, and Nick, which makes me feel very not confident. So I'm going to be gunning for the first HOH for sure. I usually come into games overdoing it with the social aspect of stuff in such a way that winning the first HOH would totally screw me up because I'd have to be betraying somebody already. And that's not the case at all. I have a lot of options of people I can be putting up. If I were to get HOH, I'd have all the, like, 5 people I could put up right now and I'd be fine with it. But we'll see how that goes.
Hey, so this is my pre-game DR before we start the game tonight. I'm very excited to play. I'm a little nervous though, just because I don't know a lot of the cast at all. The only real person I knew going in was Logan and kind of Ray, and I'm not even that close with Ray. I'm just more close with Logan. So it was definitely scary coming in. I think it helped a lot that I was on the pre-game Zoom kind of thing the night before, because I got to talk to people face to face, which was really good. I think from being on that Zoom, I realized a lot of people had somewhat of a connection. I know a lot of people are saying they don't really like know anyone on the cast, but I feel like some people do to an extent. Specifically, I think they're tied together by Jed's game. I know he hosts the challenge, and I think a lot of the cast have played it, and a lot of them were talking about like past games and stuff like that. So that's a little nervous, or makes me a little nervous. Sophia actually hit me up, and I was glad that she did because she was on the Zoom as well, and I'd actually planned on talking to her about it. And we both kind of realized that everyone kind of knew each other, and us two weren't talking as much on it. So I'm hoping that we'll be on the same wavelength. We kind of understood that we need to watch out for them. We think that they kind of have a group going. So luckily by being on the Zoom, I think that we're able to branch out to them a little bit, so we won't be like their first targets or anything like that. But we would definitely need other options moving forward. Otherwise, they're just going to boot us when they get rid of everyone else. In terms of who I want to work with going forward, obviously Sophia, because we're kind of on the same page on people having pre-existing groups going. And then the other 2 people I want to stick with is Logan, because I know Logan and I know that he would stick with me because I think he doesn't know anyone else besides me either. The other person is LAYNE, because LAYNE and I have a lot of mutual friends. She seems really nice. She seems pretty honest and loyal as far as I can gather. So I'm definitely going to do my best to protect those 3. We actually have an alliance going right now, the 4 of us. So that's definitely my priority alliance. I don't know if all the 4 of us will stick together, but even if we split up, I think I have enough bonds with people that we can kind of stick together. So that's my goal with them. And yeah, I'm just gonna kind of play it by ear. I'll go wherever people need me to go. I'm just gonna lay low for the beginning, and then moving forward, try to see where people are at. It'll be a little easier to guess where people are at once the game starts, and I'm just gonna go from there. So we'll see.
What's up? My name is Jed. I'm 23 years old from Portland, Oregon, and I'm here for season 6 of Shane's Big Brother On It. My motivation for playing this season is simple: revenge. Last time I played season 3, I sat on that call for 8.5 hours just to lose the 3-part HOH competition and get cut at final 3. So I feel bad for this group of house guests because I am coming in on a revenge tour. I am thirsty for blood, and I really, really, really want this win. And I am prepared to do whatever it takes mentally, socially, strategically, and psychologically to make sure that I get to the end and I can win this game. And I don't think that these other house guests will see it coming. But I am a shark in the water, and I'm out for blood. So these bitches need to be worked. So coming into preseason, we get added into the house chat, and right away, the first name that jumps out to me is Justin. Justin, in my mind, is my #1 ally. He's the person that I can trust the most, I can run ideas by, I can talk shit about everybody else that's playing the game, and I know that if I tell Justin, it will be safe with him. So right off the bat, I identified Justin as my #1 ally and my ride or die in this game. And I'm super, super happy that he's on this cast because I know that he can match my energy and we could really make moves together.
Normally, I would be excited to see Shu and Vicken and Josiane in games on an individual level. Okay, I lied. I would never be excited to see Shu in a game. But I would be excited to see Josiane and Vicken. But the three of them together are always going to put each other before me and Justin. And if we do get down to 5 with this alliance, me and Justin will be the first two to go. So me and Justin will be complete idiots to go with this alliance. But I don't trust the rest of the house. I don't know if lack of creativity is just a skill that white men just innately don't possess, but we got added into that damn house chat on Friday. The game is less than 24 hours away. Not even 3 or 4 hours into Friday night, I'm on a Discord call with some other people on the cast, and we're all comparing notes and noticing that Logan and Dale literally sent us the exact same carbon copy message and added us into a chat with them in production. Now, it's a game. Obviously, you have to reach out to people. Obviously, you have to talk to people. But if you're going to DM half the cast at one time, this is just my humble advice. Maybe don't copy and paste the same message and send it down the line to a whole group of people. But you know, that's just my humble advice. I mean, getting exposed for DMing everybody the same thing 3 hours after the house chat is made, couldn't be me. Now, you can say what you want about me, but one thing for sure is before I go into a game, I do my research. And one thing I do is I go down the entire cast list and I take people's Twitter's ads and I go into the search bar and I match it up with the names of other people on the cast so I can see who's played past games with each other, who has relationships with people, etc., etc. Now, when I tell you, when I searched up Miss Sophia, I was gagged. She had ties with Ray, Rihanna, Nick, Dale. I'm like, homegirl know everybody. And not only does she know people, she's won a plentitude of games. I was like, oh, not her on the Zoom call acting like she's just here to have a good time and she got this whole track record of winning these games. Miss Mamas is not here just to key. She is a sniper. And baby girl, you ain't gonna get me. Oh yeah, I was onto Sophia's tea very early on. I see you. So my confidence level as we're about to start the game is a whole lot lower than it was when we first got added into the house chat. Initially, I thought I would be able to have my majority alliance and I would also be able to pick up all these stragglers and free agents and make one-on-one connections and kind of have the best of both worlds. Well, the universe said, I think the fuck not, Jed, because not only do I not trust my majority alliance outside of Justin because of us being outnumbered 3-2, all these people who I thought were stragglers and free agents, oh, surprise, they all actually have played a whole bunch of games together and are way more well connected than they're letting on. So unless I'm in my competition beast era this season, I'm going to have to thread the needle very, very tightly, socially and strategically if I want any chance to make it far in this game. But one thing about me, no matter how down bad I am, I'm nobody's victim. I roll my sleeves up and I make things happen for myself. So even though I'm down bad, I'm very optimistic that I can turn this ship around and get shit popping.
Hey, it's Logan. I'm just checking in with my pregame DR just to kind of talk about how I'm feeling about the cast. Honestly, everybody I've talked to so far has seemed pretty cool. I'm excited to be playing with SPJORK. I went to college with them, so it's going to be exciting to be playing in a game with them. I'm super close to Nick. I think we are going to play together, hopefully, for quite some time in the game. I also am vibing pretty well with all the girls, which is pretty typical. But there are definitely some people that I think it's going to be interesting to see how our relationship ends up in the game. So I'm super excited for tonight. I've never done a game like this. I was hoping that I would get casted just because I feel like Shane does such a good job hosting games, and the production's awesome. So it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to get started.
Hey guys, it's me, SPJORK. What's up? I decided to play this game because I've played a couple before, and I'm kind of sickening, and I have a lot of fun doing them. I'm very excited. I will say I was very busy during the cast, like when we were first grouped together, so I'm hoping that doesn't affect my relationships with anyone, just because I don't want them to like feel that I'm not just interested. Because I am interested in getting to know them, because I think that they're all super nice people.
All right, some thoughts before the game starts. Really liking everybody so far. I really like Sophie. I really like Nick. Those are the two main people, along with Logan a little bit, that I've talked to. I have never talked to or met any one of these people before, so that's always a little bit, intimidating, but I'm excited to talk to everybody. It's been a little bit quiet the past day in the chat, but that's fine. We'll keep it going. I know that there are a lot of people that kind of know each other, so that's obviously really intimidating for me, but I'm just gonna go in and be myself and try to talk to everybody at least a little bit before the game starts, so if they get power and they need to throw up a couple people, they're not gonna just put me up because I've never talked to them.
Hi, my name is Josiane. I won Shane's Big Brother on Air Season 1, and I'm coming to play again. So this season, I'm not coming in as much motivated by wanting to win, because I've won before, but it was more so for me, how can I play a different game and still see if I can make it to the end? More so of a social experiment on my end. I felt as though it was kind of going to be known that I was a winner. Hello, my name's in the bio, if you look at his account. So I wasn't really thinking that I was going to come into the season winning, but more so coming to the season to kick ass and be a good player. And if I win along the way, it's a bonus. So, yeah. Okay, so I feel like I have to talk about my casting situation because it'll make sense. Jed, the one time I was on Discord, we're on Discord, and we were playing Roblox, just girly things. And Jed was pretty much asking us, who's playing? Who's playing? So originally I had grown tired of playing games. I'm never gonna say I'm retired though, because a lot of people will be saying they're retired and then play a game the next month. So when Jed was asking, part of me was like, I was supposed to be on All-Stars and I wasn't on All-Stars. So it could be fun to try again. This time I'll have the threat of being a previous winner. It could be a challenge, it could be fun. One last hurrah before I really get into school. So I said that I would apply, and I did. However, one night I was talking to Shu and Vic and other people were there, and they were talking about the game and how excited they would be if they got casted. So I was talking to Shu one night. Don't ask me where, don't ask me who was there, I don't know. But I was talking to Shu, and he told me that he got casted for the game. At this point, I had already applied. So he told me he got casted. So then I checked my DMs because a bitch not be opening her DMs. And I saw that, I didn't get anything. So I just figured I wasn't casted. Which is fine. It's never happened before. It technically didn't actually happen because here I am. So then I asked Vic if he got casted because I knew that he applied. And I figured maybe Shu either got his invitation really early because him and Chen have been talking about him playing, or a lot of people just got invited and I didn't get casted. So I asked Vicken. Vicken goes, oh no, Bessie, I got casted. So I'm like, oh, I didn't get casted, So then the next day I messaged Shane and I was like, I applied because I wasn't sure if he's seen it because I applied really last minute. And then I asked and he goes, oh wait, Bessie, I have something for you. And there's my invitation. So in a normal game, I would run and I would tell Shu, I would tell Vicken, and I would tell Jed that I got casted. But I wanted to switch it up. I wanted to be quirky, different, And so I didn't tell them. I did not tell them. So the girlies were talking about the game in front of me. And me and Shu had conversations where he would tell me, this is what I want to do for the game. And I just had to sit there and nod because I knew I was going to be casted. So I asked him, if we played a game together, would you bring me the final two? He goes, yeah, no, maybe not. I probably won't go to the final two with you. This is probably what I would do. Da, da, da. So he's just rambling because Shu loves to talk. And instead of going back and forth with him. I nod and smile. I take mental notes. I'm like, okay, Shu, I don't owe you jack shit when I come into the game because you seemingly don't think that you owe me anything, which is fine. But I will be remembering this, period, and I will be holding you accountable. So I asked Shane, I hit Shane in DMs. I said, Bestie, can you announce me last? Because I thought he was going to do the cast reveal, and he was like, oh, we're not doing cast reveal, but I can add you to the house chat last. So I hear the girlies talk in the group chat. Oh, they're announcing the cast members. And so I sat back. I waited. And I waited. And I waited. And then I got added. And the ground started to shake. Oh, shit. And you know what the first thing Shu does? You know what the first thing he does when I get into this group chat? Talking about, oh, they brought a winner in the cast. Really? Really? You're going to say that? So you're going to tell the whole cast that I've won before when you know I'm going to be a number for you. So I'm like, okay. I know that I can't tell Shu everything. I kind of knew that going into it, but I was willing to make a sacrifice or whatever. But after that, I said, people who throw you under the bus immediately when you get into a house chat don't actually have your back. As much as they want to talk, they don't have your back. The moment you step into the game and everyone sees that your arrival has come, everyone's eyes are on you, and they announce something about you and your game, they don't have your back. So Shu kind of gave me the free-for-all to do whatever I wanted. So coming into it, I was like, I'm not going to DM nobody. These last 2 games, right? Pre-game, have been atrocious for me. So I'm not going to do that. Be easy. So I'm like, okay. Logan slides in with the small talk. Hey, how are you? Here's the thing. I don't like small talk. You want to make an alliance? I like someone who'd rather be like, hey, so I'm trying to gather numbers. You seem like someone I could work with. You down. I just don't like small talk. But that's what pre-gaming is. Unless you know them, pre-gaming is, hi, how are you? Da-da-da, all the cordialties, da-da-da-da-da-da. Which I'm not a fan of, and I don't really care for. And I don't have the energy like I used to want to do all that. But I like to get to know people. It's just not in my blood. So coming into the game, I didn't want to pregame. But I said to myself, if I don't answer the people who will want to pregame with me, or just pregame in general, I'm going to be in trouble. So I'm just going to answer every single person who messages me. So then I had a conversation with Dale. I'm going to read my conversation with Dale. So Dale don't got his name displayed or his username giving me detail it's him. So I was going in. Everyone wants to agree with you. Hi, Queen. I'm like, okay. I don't know who this is, but they sent me, they go, I felt like we worked together really well in the past. I'd love it if we could work together again this game, or at least make a little truce. Now, imagine getting this message and not knowing who's talking to you. I play way too many games to just be knowing at the top of the dome who's talking to me about some, we've worked well in the past together, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, Dale. So I'm like, I'm sorry, but your profile picture is throwing me off. He said, OMG, it's okay. I said, we played season 1, right? Thinking it was someone who had played Shane's Big Brother with me season 1. Because again, nothing was on display. So he sent me a picture of himself, and then he was like, oh, we played Peter Viver or maybe Banishment. I play way too many of these games to keep count. But when I saw it was Dale, I knew I knew the reputation Dale got. So I said, OMG, Banishment Dale, because that's who I realized who he was. And I said, oh, and then he goes, yes, it is. I said, Icon. He said, girl, I be trying. And then I said, my memory garbage. My memory's not garbage. Dale, your profile was just not dictative of who you were, but we'll move. And then he goes, so then I had said, yes, we can totally work together. As long as you got me, I got you, we can go far. So I'm thinking, okay, he's coming in and saying the word truce, which means he knows that I know what type of player he is, right? That's what I'm gauging. So when you come in with the word truce, I don't be throwing the word truce with nobody. So I said, Dale, you know what? You came to me. You didn't do the small talk with me. You said, I want to work with you. Let's do truce. And I respect that so much more. So I said, yes, we can do that truce. Sounds good. We can keep it moving. We can keep pushing. Dale has now become a member on the list of good people, or people I list that I'm willing to work with. Nick also then has small talk with me. Me and Nick's small talk was a little bit more conversational than in comparison to like me and Logan. But I go, okay, cool. Me and Nick, at least we have a conversation. I felt a little bit secure that I had kept having conversations with Nick to the point where even before we got on the Zoom, we had a conversation. So then Ray hit me up. It wasn't even a conversation, to be honest. Like, me and Ray talked. I think me and Ray exchanged maybe 4 messages in total. So me and Ray, I was like, okay, I don't think Ray's gonna go after me, but I don't owe anything to Ray. So if I go after Ray or if I take the shot, you can't really hold me accountable. You can't, because we didn't promise each other nothing. So me and Amanda, though, in the house chat, we were kikiing and talking about Ariana Grande. Yes, Ariana Grande Nation Rise. So we were talking about Ariana Grande. We moved it to the private DM. I already knew that she was someone I would like to work with. So I said, Amanda, I got you. You got me. We had that kiki cool. We got each other. And Sophia was talking to me a little. And I thought, okay, I'm going to talk to Sophia. It's going to be vibes. And then I got the vibes that Sophia and I could really kind of cling on to each other. And it was kind of refreshing. It kind of reminded me of when I played The Power of Women, where I had someone where I immediately kind of just like, I don't want to say clinged on to, but felt really good about and was willing to work with. This time coming in, I know a little bit too many people. So even though I would have loved to cling on to Sophia, because I like working with women, uplifting women, I felt as though Sophia would be someone outside of my lines that maybe I could pull a cookout strategy with, make us look like a pair, and then all of the other members within the 5 could like have that one person, and we could bring them and then just vote each and every single one. So me and Sophia keep talking. At this point, I'm on the pregame Zoom. I joined the pregame Zoom late. And again, I learned from the last time I played, and I said, I'm not going to say jack shit when it comes to the game. This pregame Zoom was dead as a ditch. It was good. It was vibes, but it was dead as a ditch in terms of gameplay. So I'm talking to Sophia, and I'm like, okay, well, Sophia doesn't feel super comfortable being on the pregame, but at least it can be someone who's a friend of her, and we're not even talking game, so it's not like really high stress levels or anything. By the time everyone leaves the Zoom, it's just me and Sophia. Me and Sophia, we have a one-on-one. We say, we're going to work together. This is what's going to happen. This will be good for us. We can work together. It'll be great. So I'm looking at Sophia as a great, perfect person to bond with. So this was like Friday night. Justin texts me on my phone. And he says, we need to talk. Cool. So he had been talking to Vicken. And they had been talking to Jed and Shu, and they had been talking da-da-da-da. So they've been doing a lot of pre-gaming. I'm like, okay, I don't have to do much because they're going to fill me in. There's an alliance. I said, alliance? They said, alliance. I said, oh, an alliance that I'm not in? Period. Who's in the alliance? Give me the list. I get the list. I'm hearing Dale. I'm hearing Sophia. I'm like, Dale, you're trying to make the truth from me. And when I talked to Sophia on the pregame Zoom, she told me that they had bad blood, which again revolves to the fact that people are giving me information that I didn't ask for, but they're providing it for me, which is good social game from the pregame jump. It hasn't even been a day. Right. We kind of have to let that for me. So Sophia tells me she has blah blah with Dale. I said, huh? She goes, every game that we play together, I have taken them out. Every single one. So he hit me up on some, let's have a truce. Do you see the common thread? Do you see the common energy? What did Dale tell me? Let's have a truce. So I'm looking at Dale, I'm like, okay. That's the messy gameplay I was expecting, I was waiting for. So Dale's in an alliance. Sophia's in this alliance. But none of these two tell me, but they're supposed to be my allies, right? So now that helps me gauge priorities. I'm not the priority. I'm a number. And I don't like being a number. I like being a priority. Those are two different things. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, cool. Who else is in this? I'm hearing Nick. Nick, Danny's bestie? The one giving me PTSD from season 1? Say less. Who else is in this alliance? Ray. I said Ray. Cool. Someone who also hit me up in my DMs talking about I would like to potentially, I don't know, have something be good with each other. So every single person you've named so far has slid into my DMs. So now I'm gauging that it's not just my DMs, it's everybody's DMs. It's everybody's DMs. I'm like, okay, cool. Who else is in it? At this point, again, I'm not trying to pregame too much. You tell me Rihanna's in the group chat. Okay, cool. Just vibes. Great. She's in the line. She didn't promise me anything. I don't feel any some type of way about her. But that also means that I'm super disposable to her. Like, I'm at the bare bottom because you didn't even send me a message, which is fine. LAYNE is also in this alliance. I'm like, okay, cool. I know who's in what alliance. Say less. So now I'm hearing, okay, and she was in this alliance because she was the one who's telling us about this information. So while to them they're a solid 6, she was actually loyal to the 5 because he told the 5. And so that becomes that it's actually 5-5, but the other side thinks they have 6. So going into it, I'm like, okay, I don't have to pregame that much. I don't want to pregame that much to begin with. The main goal was to win first HOH. Obviously, like I mentioned before, me, Shu, and Vicken are a friend group or friends outside of Twitter. So within the 5, I knew that within the 3, Shu would take me to final 2 and Vicken would take me to final 2. So I felt good.